Here I have everything sanded and I'm about ready to start assembling. We need to start laying out where all of our screw locations are. We're going to start with our back piece and our brackets. So when we start, what we are going to do is we are going to start from our bracket here. We're going to measure down 2 inches, and we are going to then measure in from the back edge 3/8, because half of 3/4, which is this thickness, half of 3/4 is 3/8. So hopefully if we do this right, that screw will line up perfectly on that material there. All right, so 2 inches down, we're going to make a very light mark, because again, we want to sand these off, and 3/8 of an inch in. So I'm going to use my tape measure here. I'm going to start at 1 inch, because it's a little bit more accurate to start from 1 inch than 0. And 3/8 in, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8 is right there. Where those two intersect, that is where I'm going to drill that hole. I'm going to drill this one on the right side as I'm looking at the curves. This one's on the right side, because that's for my right bracket. And then this one, I'm going to do it on the left side. So as I'm looking at my curve, on the left side. Same thing, down 2 inches, in 3/8. Where they intersect is where we're going to drill. Here's the bit we're going to use to drill these holes. As you can see, it has a drill bit point on this end, and then this part of the shaft here is going to enlarge the hole. It's called a countersink, and it's going to make it so that our screw head is below the surface, and then we'll plug it afterwards. We're going to use this bit for all of the holes we drill. We're going to drill it right on that location and this location. Make sure that these holes here are opposite. So if I hold them up, I'm looking at the curved edge, left and on the right. If we do these on both the same sides, we're going to have to make new ones. Here we're going to drill in through the drill bit portion, up the countersink, down the enlarged portion of this countersink bit, and we're going to go almost to the shoulder of the bit. We're going to stop just short. Here we are at the bench. We are going to now assemble it. We are going to take our 2 brackets. We're going to hold them flush with the bottom and with the top here, and we're going to glue it and screw it just like this. If we attempt to place this on top and put a screw in here, there's a good chance we're probably going to crack out this backside. Now this step isn't required, but it is a good idea to do this step. So we're going to take our projects, we're going to level them out. I'm going to put it exactly where I want it. Then I'm going to take my drill bit and I'm going to drill through that hole right there. I just drilled down just a tiny bit to give myself a divot for where that hole is. Right there's my little divot. I'll take them apart and I'll drill this now off camera. There we go. I have a pre-drilled hole, so the screw will hopefully follow that hole and not try to wander off and break off the edge. Now we will glue it and screw it. Taking our glue, just a little dab will do. We don't want glue, like our gumball machines, we don't want glue squirting out to the side we're going to see. So if I have excess, I'm going to keep that towards the back, because that will be where it's not visible. When I screw this together, I'm going to put it down on the table. I may overhang it close to the edge, and then I'll take a screw through my project here and my drill with the extended reach here on the bit, and we will screw it together just like that. When you screw it in, you want to keep screwing it in until it pulls it tight. You might want to check to see if the back is flush. Mine isn't perfectly flush anymore. But if your part does rotate, we only have 1 screw in there, so our project can still rotate. So get it positioned so that it is flush, or as close to flush across here as possible and as even as possible, and then we'll let that sit. While we're letting it sit, I'll work on the other side. If you get a little bit of glue squirting out your joint there, make sure you grab a wet paper towel right now and wipe that up. Now, to assemble our top onto our project, we need to lay out a few things. We need to first find center of our top piece. So to do that, we're going to take our tape measure. It should measure 18 inches long. If it doesn't, then we have to do some math. But you're going to find exactly half. Mine's 18 inches, so half is 9 inches. So I'm going to make a straight line across. And now I'm going to put a C on that line, meaning that's my center mark. Now I want to go 4 inches in either directions. So I'm going to go 4 inches to the right and 4 inches to the left. So I can bring that to 8 inches. And I'm going to go 4 inches right, and 8 plus 4 is 12. Those 2 points are where I'm going to drill those 2 holes. So as we can see, that's going to line up centered. Now we need to figure out where our 2 brackets land. So I'm going to do the same thing with my bracket here with my back. We're going to measure it and find center. All the way across, it measures 16 inches. So center is 8. So I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to put a mark right here at 8 inches. Now, to get to the center of this piece, from my center mark to the left, I am measuring 7 and 5/8. Then if I measure to the right, if I put it at 7 and 5/8, 0 should line up with that bracket. Put it at 7 and 5/8. The hook here lines right up with 0. So same thing I'm going to do here down here on my top. Measure over 7 and 5/8. Again, I'm going to cheat, start at 1, so that means I need to go to 8 and 5/8 right there. I'm going to do the same thing and put this at 8 and 5/8. And then mark 0. Sorry, 1 inch. Double check. Measure twice, cut once. I'm going to use my square and transfer those lines across. Now on these 2 lines, just to double check, doesn't hurt to double, triple check, we look at it, that line lands up in the center on both brackets. Now I'm going to measure in 1 inch. I'm going to measure in 1 inch. That's where I'm going to drill my first hole. And I'm going to measure in 2 inches. That's where I'm going to put my second hole.
1 inch, 2 inch.
Here I have my hole locations for my brackets. Up here, this distance needs to be 3/8 of an inch down from that back edge. All I'm going to do is measure 3/8 down. Where they intersect, that's where I'm going to drill. Just like how we drilled on the brackets, we don't need to go exactly all the way down to that shoulder on that drill bit. As long as we get close, that's good enough. So we're just going to drill down so we're close to the bottom of that bracket. Those 2, and then the locations for our bracket, here and here. One thing I forgot to mention when you're laying that out, make sure that that routed edge is down and not up. Now when we go to assemble this, we're going to add glue right here to the top of our back and our brackets. And then all we have to do is line up our center marks. Line them up, make it flush, put in our screws. Here we have it all assembled. We have the holes for our screws. We have 8 of them total. Now what we need to do is we need to make some plugs to cap those screw holes off. so we don't see the screws. So we're going to use a special type of drill bit. This one is called a plug cutter because it cuts out plugs. We need to make 8 of them. So we're going to use the remainder of whatever piece of pine you have left over, and you're going to drill in 8 plugs. So you don't need to drill all the way through, but if you drill in, we're going to drill in about halfway through, maybe a little bit farther. Here I am after I drilled the holes with the plug cutter. Now we're going to take a flathead screwdriver and we are going to break these off. When you break these off, you want to push against the grain. So if you look at your wood, you can see the lines in the wood, that's the grain. You want to push opposite of those lines of the grain. So I want to push this way. So just push it in there, snap it off. I cut 2 extra just in case some of these plugs break funny or they're not long enough or they look terrible, whatever it might be. I made 2 extra. Now when it goes to put our plugs in, they go in the hole just like so. And when we put them in, we have to put glue on them, and we're just going to very gently tap them in. And once they're dry, we're going to come in with a special saw and saw that off. When we put these in, we don't need a lot of glue. Actually, if you put a lot of glue on here and you hit it with a hammer, you can break your wood. So we don't want a lot of glue on here. Just a little bit of glue. That might even be too much. And when you put it in, you want to match the grain. If you look at the grain and how it broke, you can see the lines on how it broke. Those lines, those grain lines, should match up with the grain lines on your project. So there's 1 plug done. The grain lines match the grain lines on the project. So finish up plugging up the other 6 on top, and do not forget the ones in the brackets. So you have a 1 in the bracket on both sides. Our glue has dried on our plugs, so we are going to use a saw to cut them off. This saw right here, the way these teeth are on the saw, it cuts when we pull back. It's called a pull saw, not like a normal saw we have here in the USA where we push to cut. This is a Japanese pull saw. You pull when it cuts. I already have a few of these trimmed off. When we use this saw, we're going to hold it flat and lift up very, very slightly down here on the end so it doesn't gouge our project. The teeth will not cut if I keep it flat. The moment I bend it or the moment I tip it down, it's going to start cutting into our project. This saw is very, very sharp. I already trimmed off a few of these. I have 1 left just to show you how this works. And there, I nicked my finger with the saw blade, just looked at it funny, and it sliced my finger open. So when we saw this last one off, I don't want it bend like this. I don't want to bend my blade at all because then it will cut on the corners. I want to hold it as flat as possible. I'm going to do this two-handed. 1 hand on the handle, 1 hand flexing the blade. I'm going to flex the blade just barely like this. Holding it flat, lift up on this far end, and it cuts when you pull towards you. If all goes well, you should cut off that plug nice and flush with very, very few scratch marks in your shelf top. If you don't hold it very flat, you'll get gouges like this one here, and you will have to sit there and sand for a while to sand that off. If for some reason you decide you want to break one of these off, it will break off below the surface, nearly guaranteed, and you will end up having to drill it out and start over.